Second week in a row, Bitcoin has its highest weekly close ever. Again, this isn't a big surprise for anyone on this channel because we've been talking about Bitcoin strength. Bitcoin is looking amazing, and I am not surprised at the fact that we're seeing a second week in a row for Bitcoin to close, at the highest levels because, of course, Bitcoin does have a lot of momentum on its side. But market did see a little bit of a retracement today, as we can see across the board, a lot of red. Within the markets, obviously, if you are in the U.S., you guys know it is a long weekend, but we're really going to see, what really happens tomorrow morning as we are obviously going into Tuesday. Monday isn't over, but we did see a little bit of a retracement. I'm going to go into some details with you guys as to what's really causing this. As far as XRP's price is concerned, down about 2% in USD, down 1.5% in Bitcoin. Comparative price at $2.30. The valuation at $135.1 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about 1.6 billion. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So what's really causing the market to make its way towards the downside? You can see, earlier in the morning, bullish. Trump media plans to raise $3 billion to buy Bitcoin and crypto, marking the biggest political backed push yet to make US, the crypto global capital of the world. And, even though this might not be what's happening, we know Donald Trump wants to make, the US the global hub, based off what we're seeing in terms of all the regulatory side of things, banks getting the green light, SEC restructure, crypto being treated fairly. Those are things we shouldn't really be ignoring. But Trump did come out and say something. Update: Trump media denies FT reports saying the company is not raising, $3 billion to buy Bitcoin and crypto, saying, the publication has dumb writers listening to even dumber sources. Quite an interesting statement. So pretty much putting this, news that came out earlier in the morning to bed for good. So that's that. Moving forward, you could see, and I honestly believe this does have a little bit of an impact on the markets as well, but you could see, latest digital asset fund saw a $3.3 billion in inflows last week, pushing year-to-date total to a record of $10.8 billion. Whales are coming in, and we're not talking about retail whales. We're talking about institutional money that has been desperate to get, their hands on the crypto assets, and now they can do so right on Wall Street. Bitcoin and Ethereum are easily accessible, and mutual funds, hedge funds, they're coming in, and they're coming in hot. If you're looking at the record of numbers of inflows and where the money is really coming in from, you guys know that this is not just a speculation we're making. This is actually happening right in front of us. So very, very nice. Of course, shout out to Smoke. Bullish for XRP? World Economic Forum mentions XRP Ledger on its Asset Tokenization Financial Markets 2025 report. You can see several firms have already taken steps to tokenize PE investments. Recently, Aurum Equity Partner launched the world's first combined PE and debt tokenized fund valued at $1 billion on the XRP Ledger, and open source and decentralized layer 1 to drive worldwide data centers investments, enabling enhanced investors access and liquidity through secondary markets. Bullish stuff right in front of us. And look at this. The Bureau of Consumer Financial Protection, the CFPB, acknowledged the potential consumer benefits of adopting innovating technology, stating that it also believes that expanded adoption of SWIFT GPI products, of Ripple suites of products, could allow banks and credit unions to know the exact final amounts that the recipients of remittance transfers will receive before they send the transfer. And look at this, this has gotten a lot of people confused, and I'm going to shed some light on this, and I'm going to share my personal thoughts with you guys. So you can see Florida's zero capital gains tax, a game changer for crypto investors. A Florida bill, seeks to exempt capital gains tax on crypto like XRP, with the goal of attracting crypto investors and businesses to Florida. I think it shouldn't have been worded like this. It's more of the bill that they're passing, because of course a lot of comments coming in, Florida doesn't already have capital gains tax to begin with. So what's really happening here is they're pretty much putting it in paper. It's making it official, just so there is something. Obviously, when it comes to stocks, there might have already been a bill, but digital assets are still quite new. There's needing to be bills that are to be passed, and I think that is what people are referring to. But this might get a lot of other states and maybe other countries to even look at this move and get into it. But let's face it, crypto, even though it's new, a lot of people have lost a tremendous amount of money. If you've been in this market from the beginning, you guys know how crazy of a ride crypto has really been. So I think it is the right move in the right direction to really exempt this. And if this really becomes a norm across US and maybe even in Canada and across the world, I think this becomes a huge deal and takes crypto to another level at that point. But let's take a look at what's happening with the dominance. Dominance did go up 64.36%. Compared to the last few hours. So it's showing a lot of strength. Bitcoin did see a little bit of a minor pullback. We did, wake up to 110,000 as we spoke about last night. We did break out of our last all-time high key resistance, but we're seeing a little bit of retracement about being supported exactly where we should be. But the fact that the dominance did go up a little bit, that is causing altcoins to see a little bit of retracement, including XRP. We're making ourselves pretty much back down to this $2.28 support. We know about the support quite, we know it quite closely that this is a very important support for XRP, but I don't really want to be focusing on the price of XRP. On the shorter time scale, barely a move, and in a grand scheme of things, XRP is holding really good. I know a lot of people are losing their patience, but it is what it is. If you can't have patience, then I don't think crypto might be for you, because there could be times where you see years of accumulation before you do see any sort of gains. XRP holders, true ones, really can relate to that. So you need to really take a look at pretty much since the beginning of the year how this asset class has held itself, above these key levels despite major market volatility. Only if you understand this, but let me know down below what you guys think. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.